Alright. I think everything is good. I think we're off to. I think we can get started with it very, very soon. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stream. And today we have a very, very special guest, as always, joining us in the voice channel in the commentary booth with me today. Hoaq, how you doing, man? Oh, wait. Wait, pause. I just did a whole ass intro live on stream and everybody saw me talking to myself. That's a bit embarrassing, but that aside, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Slider Break. My name is Gami Kirla, and joining me in the interview booth today is going to be a very, very special guest. As always, Hoaq, how you doing, man?
Yeah, hello. Hi, everyone. It's a great pleasure to be here. I'm fine. Just finished work, but I'm ready.
That's right. We have a whole list of questions, sort of ranging from Res Cup, but we're gonna bounce around. And let's begin with our first question. I mean, Res Cup is probably the project that you're most well known for. So, what kind of hosting experience did you have going into the world of Resurrection Cup?
Hosting. Let me see. So basically, I started as like just a country log tournament host. So I did some smaller tournaments in Vietnam, and then I slowly got into bigger tournaments. So I started with Vietnam to Championship, VNOC, and during the time as the VNOC host, I also did Got to Aim Fast. So quite an old tournament series. I think most of 6WC players will not know about it.
Wait, sorry, Aim Fast?
No, Got to Aim Fast. Yeah,
Got
sorry.
to Aim Fast. When was this? When was this?
2022.
Wow. Okay.
Was quite a long time ago. And then I got into Aim Cup, the first relaxed tournament to be badged. And then I got into Restoration Cup.
So you had quite some experience underneath your belt going to it. When did you start staffing?
I first started in 2019. First started as a referee. Well, I think most people also started as a referee. I also started as one, and I believe the first tournament that I did was Southeast Asia. I forgot it was season 1 or 2, but like 2019. Yeah, the 2019 iteration.
Yeah, no, that has to be quite a while. Wait, when was I even? No, I was not. That's like 3 years before I was born into the OC circle. So yeah. There's a definitely an age gap here in terms of the experience. But yeah, it's very interesting. You started out as a ref like most people, and then you slowly worked your way up. Would you say that being able to, because I asked some other hosts such as like Fuwell or Stage how they got into staffing, and they mostly told, oh, I actually just I hosted my first tournament. Like my first experience with staffing was hosting, and it went terribly. But you, on the other hand, you had reffing, and then you went to more regional tournaments, and then you slowly worked your way up to badged, and then to what you have now. Would you say that this gradual improvement is what allowed you to pick up a lot of unique skills?
Oh, definitely. Because I've seen many like new staff members ask questions like, "Yo, what do I need to do in this specific role? What do I need to do in order to like host the tournament and stuff?" And not just me, but I think many other like well-known hosts, such as Dio or T1G or I think Stage even, would answer the same. Like, I think you should be able to at least understand a few roles like referee, streamers, and maybe a little bit of spreadsheet knowledge in order to work as a host. And for me personally, I think working in many different tournaments before getting into the host role is very important.
And I mean, streaming at least laser client wise is pretty it's pretty okay. And refing is chat for Usubot, but how would you suggest, there's so little resources or so little accessible resources that go into spreadsheeting. So how would you go about like a complete blank new host when it comes to learning about the nuances of spreadsheeting? Because it's like there's a lot of it.
Oh yeah, definitely a lot. When I first started, I think for even about 2 years actually, I have zero knowledge of sheets.
Wow.
And I was like, what is this doing? Like,
what is an import range? What's an import?
Yeah, my brain is like, just blanked out. And when I look at like admin sheet, for example, where like I need to display the player list, just that thing alone was difficult for me at the time, and I had to ask a lot of people. I even have staff just for spreadsheets, and yeah, I learned about a lot about spreadsheet from a lot of different people.
Yeah, I mean, and was it something that you picked up because you hosted a few times? You said 2 years before you actually learned spreadsheeting, right? So it's something
Yeah.
that I assume you picked up from your other admin teams, and they basically taught you. I see.
Yeah, pretty
I
much.
see. I see. I see. And I mean, would you say that now you're like capable of doing? I mean, you do sheeting commissions now, right?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
It's more design heavy, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right?
Mine is half design, half backend.
Uh, uh,
Because to be very honest with you, my sheet design skill is not as good as the people like Perry Clariola, for example.
oh, Perry. I love
Yeah,
Perry.
Perry has insane designs from what I can see, and I'm no match. I'm no match for her. And so I focus a little bit more on like the backend side. So I try to focus more on the tournaments that has very unique things like not traditional tournament, not vanilla tournament, for example.
Yeah. I
But
mean,
but sorry, it's just
no
yeah.
worries, bro.
Basically, I do a lot of sheets because I kind of want to do unique things,
Mm.
not to the design, but to the backend side of things.
And have there been any things that you've been working on?
Uh,
Any ideas,
for
maybe?
ideas, yeah, one of the hardest sheet I would say in order to work on was one of my Vietnamese only tournaments. It was not batch though, and I did not like promote it as much as my other series. But for that one, we had like skills, different skills go into the like the playing phase. Like you can use multipliers, you can use different skills in order to like ban
Oh,
certain maps, or like sabotage the opponents, or even sabotage yourself if you're not correct with your decision, kind of thing.
oh,
That was
gimmick.
really fun.
We love gimmick tournaments. We love
Yeah, the
format
gimmicks.
gimmicks. Yeah. I mean, do you ever plan on bringing this to a bigger series, or starting a new series with this brought out to the wider scene?
Not so sure at the moment because I'm not the best when it comes to gimmicks. I've seen other people doing really great on special gimmicks. I think
SSOD?
SSOT, SSOT was like half gimmick, half vanilla still.
That's true.
ANZT, so the Aussie and New Zealand tournaments
Ah,
that Ferry Bread did.
yeah.
The summer series of that was very gimmicky, and I learned from that a lot.
I see, I see. So slowly, it's about slowly breaking into it. So, I mean, if I'm not wrong, you were involved in Res Cup since the first iteration. Like this is your thing. This is your guy. Oh.
Yeah, I was a streamer for the first iteration.
Mm.
For the second iteration, I think I did a little bit more of the technical things. I did some sheets. I did some like overlay designs. I helped with overlay coding a little bit because we back then we used like geosu memory for the overlay already.
Oh yeah.
And then I was host for 24 and 25.
I see.
So
And
4 years. Yeah.
and so like being part of Res Cup, since the very beginning, what sort of motivated you to push so far in? Because like it's like a new tournament, and it's not like you're staffing for some big, the perennial or something. No, I assume when Res Cup first started, it was a lot smaller. So what kept you pushing and contributing to Res Cup?
I would say I believe in the tournament for the most part. Like back then, we had a lot of competition when it comes to big tournaments, open rank stuff. I believe perennial back then was huge. Corsairs was like
Courses,
the
of
biggest
course.
thing. Yeah. So in my mind, I would think that I want to bring Res Cup to the same level, or even better than Corsair and perennial, for example. And I just worked my way up from there. I learned a lot about a lot of different things when I worked with the Res Cup team. And yeah, here we are in 25. Res Cup is, I believe, the only remaining 4v4 open rank, at least for the time being.
Yes. Wait, no, it's perennial. I believe perennial is still coming back, right? That.
I'm not
I,
so sure. I don't hear about it a lot, but I know that Dio is trying to get it back. on the
Yeah.
map.
For
Just
I
not
mean,
this year though.
for what it's worth, I think Res Cup is currently the last standing and biggest non-TCOM run, fully community run tournament. So yeah, I mean Res Cup,
Definitely.
Res Cup is huge. And
It is.
I guess across your 4 years in Res Cup, what kinds of challenges did you face maybe in the earlier days, and when you became a host, did you have any new challenges to take on?
Oh, a lot, definitely a lot. Res Cup was like the first actual like international big tournament that I worked in.
Really?
Aim Cup was kind of also also big, but like in a sense that the other host did a lot of things, and I just helped him with like some stuff when he's not available.
Mm.
But for Res Cup, I'm pretty much the right hand of my co-host, actually the founder of the series, Frill.
Real, yeah.
So yeah, first actual year of hosting for Res Cup, I learned a lot about like scheduling, for example, and then managing the staff members for the front end side of the tournament. So like the actual playing like matches and stuff. I learned about a lot, and also I learned about communicating with players. Actually, that was very important.
Yep.
And pretty much like I have to make sure at all times that I don't mess things up in stream while streaming. So I was streaming a lot of Maple Showcase for the Res Cup series.
Yeah.
So I have to make sure that nothing ever goes wrong in those stream at least.
Right.
And for the matches bracket stream, I have to make sure that the overlay that we prepare works as good as we want to. So like everything is displayed correctly and stuff like that. And in the like behind the scene part of it, I have to help through with like sometimes checking that the map pool is fine, like it's all populated with maps, or sometimes checking in with the mappers and the players to make sure that everything is according to plan.
So you're really like the everything man. Like as the host, you expanded all into all these sorts of different things. And
Yeah,
how?
definitely.
And while we're on this topic, how did you get into hosting? How did Freo reach out to you when it came to like running the entire thing?
To be honest with you, I kind of forgot.
Wow.
I signed up as a streamer because back then I had a lot of free time and I want to help. And he was like, also like, hey, we're lacking streamers.
As always.
And
Yep.
yeah, as always,
as always, every tournament is. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I want to help, and I see that you're finding streamers. So he was like, yeah, definitely, I definitely streamers. And later on, I see that he sometimes have like troubles with managing some part of the tournament because he's very busy. He was a really busy man. So I was like, hey, do you want to co-host? I have some hosting knowledge and I really want to help the series. And he was like, yeah, why not?
Oh,
And
really?
and here we are.
Damn. I mean, good pickup from him, honestly. So you basically offered your service, and then you sort of got into the job. You got roped into it. And was there any?
Yeah, definitely.
Could you comment a bit about like how the administrative roster from Res Cup is? Do you guys have like certain delegations? Do you guys have certain roles or departments that you're in charge of?
Oh yeah, we delegated job or task to different people based on like what they're good at. So me and Free overlooks everything, just making like on the top of the hierarchy, you may say.
Yeah, makes
making
sense.
sure that everything is done, everything is there and ready to go. And then we have like GFX lead, map pool lead, QA, and then custom song also. So like
Oh.
we divide it out to like different department, you can say, to make sure that each task are being monitored by at least a certain number of people, and everyone report back to me and Free to make sure that things are going smoothly.
And how does this process look like? Like, is it like in a meeting sort of standpoint? And how many people are involved in this big administrative roster? Because for 6WC right now, CDC is about 6 people large. The administrative roster is about the one who controls all the decisions are like the big 6 of us. What about you guys for Resca?
We have like let me count because I actually don't know the exact number of people in the admin team. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, about 10 people
Right.
for everything that we do for Resca.
I mean, and Res Cup, I assume you need a lot more roles. Like you mentioned, does Res Cup is sounds team? Res Cup is a sounds team, right? From what
Yeah,
I
Rescue
last
my
said.
sounds team,
Yeah.
and 25 was led by Cyrus and Creamer.
Cyrus. Yep.
Yeah,
And so how many?
and
Mhm.
yeah,
And
sorry, I
so who are your like GFX leads? Are they people that you rope in from the back, or is it people you commission?
some people are mostly like Frew got in Robin somehow. I don't even know how, but Frew got
Average.
in contact, and then
Mhm.
and then they got in. So for lead GFX, it was Osumi 65
Oh,
as a
Osumi.
lead
Yeah.
for this year, and also Len for some of the 3D work.
I see. And is it that you have two people in charge of each department? So for map pooling, I assume two head poolers as well. Is that how it works?
Maple has two, and then actually like kind of three, but 2.5 would be
I
correct.
see. I
I
see.
assume. Dark Horse and Sky, Luminous Sky,
Luminous
in charge.
Sky.
Yeah, Luminous Sky in charge of the whole pulling thing, and Eumerius also
Mhm.
helped with like assigning maps, custom maps into the pool as
I
well. And
see.
he
I
is also a
see.
mapper himself. And also
Ah,
Decor, yeah, Decor also
decor.
he
Yeah.
helped a lot.
I see. So it's sort of this like upwards chain. And how does this look like weekly? Like, are there meetings between like the 10-ish of you?
Uh, between everyone, not really,
Mm-hmm.
but because we
Time
worked
zone.
independently, and
Mhm.
but also we trust each other work.
Right.
So like we, me and Frew, to be specific, understand that each team's leader we do their job fine, and we just need to care about like releasing the things. We
Right.
just sometimes check in to make sure that everything is according to plan, but that's it.
But you aren't like going around like picking nitpicking QA stuff. You aren't like necessarily going into playtesting or whatnot.
Not really yet. We have the QA team make
Mhm.
sure that, so the map pooling team and also QA, they make sure that every maps are good for use in tournaments. But
Mhm.
Frew also helped in some of that.
Mhm.
But for me, I helped in like making sure that the GFX is, but that was like 50%, 15% for me, and the other part is from also me.
I see. I see. And so if that's the case, then what would you? Oh, sorry. So if that's the case, then what would you say is your overall job as a host, or like if you had to sum up you and Friel's job in Res Cup, what would you say was your main job as host?
Oh, main job. So we overlook everything.
Right.
We make sure that the tournament can happen. That's it.
Right. That makes sense. And well, talk us a bit about the talk us a bit about the preparation of Res Cup and when you guys start preparing for the next one. I know 2025 just ended for you.
Usually we started around like early of the year, so maybe around January-ish.
Mm-hmm.
But for some part, like reaching out to composers, or sometimes GFX even, we do that sometimes right after we finish the last
Wow.
iteration.
And how do you go about in particular with a tournament as big as Res Cup? How do you go about selecting your GFX or more importantly maybe your sound designers? Because there's some budget that goes into it, right? How do you go about this selection?
Uh, so say just like we see. I'm mostly free. I'm sorry, but I have to give this to Frew. Frew just like surfing different like social networks all the time. It's like I want them in the team. He reached out to them, and sometimes for the composers,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's part of Frew and part of like other artists also helped us with that. Creamake last year helped with some. Uh, Cyrus as well helped with some. We
Mm-hmm.
just pull in like different people we pull in, and then they also be like, "Yo, this project is sick. I want to pull in my friend." That kind of thing.
I think Alveria. That's kind of what Alveria did with 6WC when he joined it. So that definitely makes a lot of sense. And you know when it comes to gathering manpower, I believe it's all about this inner networking chain that you sort of grab people together. And given Res Cup's I mean, as when Res Cup was a bit younger, how do you know how Frill managed to get people into the thing even before Res Cup became big?
For I believe for songs was mostly SoundCloud.
Oh,
His
really?
SoundCloud playlist, for whatever reason, is very good. So he was just surfing the SoundCloud and like, yo, this song sounds sick, and they see very promising, and I think their work will be very fitted for rhythm games in general.
Mm.
So he directly contacted them, and somehow they said yes. And yeah, that goes on for a little bit more, and I think it will be continued the way like that.
Ah, I see. SoundCloud the strat. SoundCloud the strat. All right. I mean, given how you've been in Res Cup for a very long time, how would you say that the organization process of Res Cup evolved over its 4-year tenure?
Yeah, sorry. Can you repeat that again? I think you
Oh,
disconnected for a
oh
bit.
my gosh, I love the wait.
I'm not sure.
I saw Abdullah messaging in chat. Low Res Cup. That's really funny. That's really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we
I'm
love.
not sure if it was on my side, on your side.
I have no idea.
It
I
will
have
be
no
like that,
idea.
yeah.
Like the lightning struck my building and my yesterday, so that might be it. I don't know. But how would you say that Res Cup has evolved over the years, and how has management become more smoother, more intricate as the tournament has gotten bigger?
I would say we improved a lot from
Mm.
first iteration because like the scale that we like progress on, and like at first 2 years was fine, and then in 24 actually 23 was the first year that we did like custom stuff. We had some, it was great, and then 24 we do even more, and we learned a lot about like managing every steps into making one song, and then making the map, and then publishing it, and everything goes around like the tournament side of things, like streaming, refereeing, everything just evolved slowly, and we learned a lot. Actually, we kind of like started from other tournaments as well. We see like how they manage the rule set, and we see how they manage like the players conflict. The
Uh,
rescheduling conflict is the biggest thing, and we have a
ah,
lot to learn about that.
I love rescheduling conflicts. So yeah, I mean, and as Res Cup got bigger, right, you needed to accommodate for more manpower and stuff. Would you say that increasing that admin roster was a very important part in doing so? And once the roster is very big, right, it becomes harder to track in between people. So, what would you say is the most important thing that enabled Res Cup to do such a thing?
Uh, there, I think it will be two things. Two
Mm.
things. Thing number one, you need to find the correct people to do the job. The second thing is that you need to trust them. You need to trust that they are doing the greatest that they can,
Mhm.
and they are delivering everything that they could.
Uh,
Basically, the same thing.
Yeah, no, I think Fuva also mentioned along these lines of trust and getting the right people. And do you think that Res Cup, do you think a lot of the vision for Res Cup is implanted by the people in their own departments, or do you think it's mainly fed through Frail and you? I'm not sure.
I
I'm
would
not too sure if
say
you understand that, but like, yeah.
I would say that the idea of the whole thing is half from Frill
Mhm.
and half from other members of the admin team.
Okay.
Yeah, I kind of contribute some into like the visual side of things, so like the
Mm.
streaming overlays and stuff. But for the songs, it was very much Frill and the sound team.
Mm.
And for the like mapping pooling side, it was mostly the mapping and map pooling quality team that made everything the way it is.
So were there a lot of times where you would have say one of your GFX, one like Osumi 69 65, you just like come in and be like, hey, I want to do this. I think Res Cup. I want this. I think it would be really cool if it looked like this. Like were there times like that in Res Cup? And if so, I mean, feel free to
Oh, a
share.
lot. Definitely a
Really?
lot. Yeah.
Uh huh.
We like me and Osumi, we come up with the initial designs, like the look of things.
Mm.
Osumi and Free worked on getting, for this year specifically, they worked on making sure that our mascots look great and all.
Ah.
But the mascot design idea mostly come from Free and then go through Osumi and to our illustrator spec for that.
Oh.
And we work together to make sure that everything looks great and like up to a certain standard that we can accept.
Yeah, no. So once again, it's about people sharing your vision. I think that's very important, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. All right. Now let's talk about challenges. And I believe later on there is a. I guess we can hit two birds with one stone. What do you think is your greatest challenge as a host? Doesn't need to be Res Cup. Doesn't need to be any specific tournament. But what are some challenges that you consistently face during your time as a host?
Oh, this one is easy. Giving
Yeah.
up your personal time.
Ah.
That is the biggest thing because there's always like some aspect of the management that you need to focus on. And then when you are like, I went through this a lot. When I'm on vacation, sometimes like during a tournament, because I have to, I went with my family sometimes, and that overlaps with my tournament time. Someone contacted me and be like, yo, I have this problem, I have that problem. And even like I'm on beach, I'm on a very like remote location. I still have to pull
Yeah.
out my phone and check like, yo, what is going on? And I relate the information to my other hosts if there are any, and I make sure that the problem is resolved.
Oh my goodness, that is so relatable. That's so really, and I mean I'm sure Usu hosting has eaten into your other aspects of your life during day to day time. I mean, how do you go about managing your work life balance?
Oh, this one is tough actually, because like as everyone may know, we like the host tournament in general always go like during the weekends, and that also happens to
Yeah,
be when we all want to like take a break.
yeah,
So
yeah.
like it depends on the tournaments I'm working on, whether it be international one or country ones.
Mm,
I always try to make sure that I always have to focus on certain like times of the day. So like I only delegate a few hours into it, and then I take times off, and then I may come back to it later if I want to, or I just tell my co-host to be like, "Yo, pick up the work for me. I want to take a break for a little bit."
mm, I see, I see. So is it do you have like this thing where I mean I'm pretty sure you don't commentate, right? You don't commentate, but
Actually, sometimes
yeah.
I don't really commentate in English that much. But
Oh, right.
in Vietnamese scenes, I would say that I'm well known, but at
Mm.
least for the VNOC, the Vietnam OSU Championship, I was one of the main commentators. That is for sure.
So do you have like this thing where like well, okay, all the teams are just gonna play at like 13, 14 UTC no matter what default you get there. So I'm gonna delegate the first half of my day hanging out with my friends, and then like the at night it's like lock-in season. Is that
Oh,
the way that you do
definitely,
it?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's the Asian host. That's the Asian
The
host
Asian host
mindset.
experience, that's
The
for sure.
Asian, yep, yep. It really pisses me off. I sleep at like 8 p.m. on weekdays normally, but then no, I gotta host instead. I gotta ruin my sleep schedule for this. But
Oh,
yeah.
so yeah, that
Mhm.
talking about sleep schedule,
Mm.
as a host working in an international tournament, I'm pretty sure that many of the hosts sleep at like very degenerate times. Sometimes even like 4, 5 a.m. or even just awake all night and then
Yeah.
sleep later. Or sometimes even like skipping sleep altogether and just sleep later if you
I,
can.
I
That
mean,
happens to me a lot.
working with a team that's just full of that's full of Europeans. I like developed a sleep schedule. If I sleep at 8, and if I sleep at like 9, or no, 12 UTC, I wake up at 20 UTC. That's like 8 hours of sleep, and I'll be right there for meetings. It's like just like the strap.
Yeah,
But
I think it's more common way this time because newer host, I
mm,
think they want to focus like they want to lock in into the tournament. So
mm,
uh I I think from what I can see, many hosts want to be directly like taking part of the like different stuff that they want to do in the tournament. So like designing, map polling, and everything. Actually, they want to take part in it. So they just want to be like, yo, I'm just gonna leave my personal time just out of the window. Just yeet.
Burnout Central. Burnout Central. There is no way they burn out. There is no way they burn out.
The burnout. Speaking of burnout, I got into like a short period of burnout time, especially after Rest Cup and VNOC.
Which year? Which year of Rest Cup?
Last year I think. Yeah, it was last year.
Okay.
24. I hyper focus on both series, Aim Cup as well, because the schedule is always Rest Cup and then Aim Cup and then some of VNOC overlap and then VNOC and then also World Cup. It is always like that. So I'm like, I need to hyper focus to make sure that everything is fine. Because I focused too much, I forgot about my own personal time. After VNOC, I was like, holy, I just need to get off this. I need to get off the mindset of working in tournaments for as long as I want to. But in reality, I never can do that.
I see.
And usually during that time, like I just don't touch anything tournament related at all.
And I mean, would you say that it's been like a whole year? Do you think coming out of Rest Cup 2025, you're feeling that same way?
So far, not really.
Really?
Because for 25, we had more staff helping, and
right.
And in general, it was a lot smoother than 24. And with like so many staff doing their best possible job, I don't really need to focus on making sure that everything runs smoothly. That leaves us in general with more time to spare. And also the fact that I have a full-time job now in 25, I can't really focus on the tournament side of things that much. I am still involved in things, but not as much as in 23 and 24. So that's why I don't think I can get any burnout from working in tournaments at all. For this year, at least.
Wait, I never thought about that. So like your real job sort of forced you to take some time off the tournament, and so then with that, like you're not burnt out anymore. Like you just can't.
Yeah.
That is really interesting because you can't like hyper focus anymore. Right?
Yeah, and I have to sleep at normal hours, so I usually go to sleep at like 12 latest, sometimes 11. For most of the time, I go to sleep at 12 because I have tournament stuff to do. But because of that, I can't really stay up and just join the meetings.
Right.
But I spend some time. Actually, I do spend time during work hour to make sure that everything of the tournament side is running fine.
Nothing beats responding to map pool feedback while you're in math lesson. Nothing beats.
Yeah, map pool feedback. Sometimes like GFX feedback from the staff members actually. That kind of things, and some development as well.
Yeah, that's very interesting. And I mean, as a host of big tournaments, you know that like the main work is like the 4-5 months that goes before the tournament even starts. And I assume it's really like bum because you need that sort of development timeline with Aim Cup, with VNOC, with Rest Cup. Yeah. And so I assume that while a tournament is going on, there's like a lot of back-end stuff that you're managing at the same time. Is that right?
But kind of, yeah. I try to like split my timeline into like different tournaments as much as possible. Like I make sure that I don't overlap the prep work that I do for Rest Cup with Aim Cup, and then I don't overlap Aim Cup with VNOC that much. With this year, Aim Cup not happening because of certain problems from Haruki, the founder of Aim Cup. We actually have more time to focus on just one thing at a time, and that works out really well.
And being someone who's gone through the process of hosting preparing for so many tournaments, does it ever get stale to you? Does it ever get boring? Does it ever get like, oh yeah, no, it's just a big thing. It's just another day in the office.
I would say yes, but also no. because like when it comes to administrative task for development, for GFX, and for map pooling, it is always different between tournaments.
Mm.
But for like the actual tournament side of things, like the matches, the referee, managing referees, managing streamers, it really is just another day because everything is the same. You make sure that every match is streamed, or not every, as much as possible.
As
because
much
like
as possible.
as much as possible.
5:14 UTC matches on the 14 UTC Sunday. Yup.
Yeah. Those things, it was basically the same between tournaments, even though you work with different staff members.
I see. And what keeps you pumped to continue hosting? Not. I mean, you host Res Cup, like that's the big thing. But you still contribute so much to the Vietnamese scene, and you still host your AIM Cup. What motivates you to continue so many smaller tournaments despite already hitting that tippy top with Res Cup?
If you may have not noticed, the 3 tournaments that I'm still in is very different. Res Cup being the biggest thing, the international 4v4 thing, AIM Cup also international 4v4, but that is World Cup style and it is relaxed only, so it's very different. And then for VNOC, it is just like Vietnamese only and 1v1. So like the format alone being different is what keeps me being like alive, pretty much like alive in this scene.
And but it's a lot of work, right? It's a lot of work. It's a lot of administrative stuff that you have to do so much. So, I mean, was there ever a point in time where you thought, maybe I just want to drop one, or maybe I just don't want to work on one, And if that's the case, how did you? What kept you back in the scene? Was it the community? Was it, your staff? Or?
The part of it was community. Part of it was like other staff members that I worked with. They are so helpful with like doing things that keeps me like away from needing me to step into the things. That is one. 2 is that the community feedback is always like, yo, this is sick, I want to see more of it, kind of thing.
I see, right. And I mean, the stuff that you do definitely outputs that quality and makes a lot of sense. So, yeah. Let's move along to, Res Cup. Back to Res Cup. It's always about Res Cup. But today, I mean, Res Cup, one of the large remaining premier team size 8s left in the scene. Did you expect Res Cup to attain the success that it has today when you first came in as a streamer or when you first joined as a host?
First 2 years, to be honest, no. I thought of it as like just another international tournament, but like it is big enough that it gains attraction from top players. So I was like, yep, this is cool and all because I don't really work with that many top players at the time. And then 24 came and was like, holy, I need to hyper focus on this, and I really want to make sure that this tournament shines apart from every other tournament. And we did that. We actually we got to that goal in 25, which I'm really, really proud of.
Right. And I mean, while we're here, what do you think was the because there are a lot of open rank tournaments at this rank range, like Dio has stuff, there are a lot of smaller open rank tournaments, but what do you think like was the pool of Res Cup that got so many viewers into watching it?
The viewers, what directed them into Res Cup, I would say mostly because of our songs. That is the number one reason. And the number 2 is the competition. This year competition has been crazy. It was an all-time high partly because of our like the team's rule set that make sure that one team only consists of one region. So like the team can only exist of EMEA players or American players or Asian players, that kind of things. That helped a lot. And each time we release a pool, it was like how some viewers will always be like, yo, how many custom songs will we have this time? And then that would just continue to rise, the count continue to rise in later stages. And that really helped a lot. And with the grand finals, the ending was perfect for the run tournament. Back to back matches, bracket reset, crazy run from the Malacheski teams.
Yeah. No. No. Yeah. I wish I would have a tiebreaker grand finals in any one of my tournaments. I still have not seen any one of them, but I mean, yeah, you love to see it. But I mean, with how big Rest Cup is today, do you think that as the tournament gets bigger and bigger, is there some point where like you need to keep on pushing it over that boundary, and is there like a pressure to continuously like wow the viewers?
Oh, the pressure is there. That's 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Because we like our goal is to just strive to be better. We
Mm-hmm.
always try to one up from last iteration to the other. So we're always like after one thing getting released, we'll always have like a short meetings with some certain people and be like, how do we improve this in one way or another to make sure that we can always upkeep at least upkeep this quality, or even better, just one up, or even like many up to make
Mm.
sure that the viewers and the players and everyone are always like, wow, these guys are doing their best in terms of community tournaments.
And what does this improvement look like? I mean, sure there are custom songs, but are there other, other more accessible aspects for hosts to sort of improve on if they want to really improve themselves every single time?
So apart from the songs count is well, the large portion of it was songs count. But apart from that, the visual aspect of the stream really helped. So in the first two iterations, we only used laser, which is, in my own opinion, is very basic. It's extremely basic. In 24, we moved to Geosu, and in
Because
25 we even moved into Tosu, the better version of it, and like we just increase our overlay quality by like 1,000%.
I see, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's definitely very interesting to hear. And I mean, I assume that's a lot more work that needs to be that needs to go on every single time. Um, and do you think that at some point has there ever been like streams where where you thought, okay, this is kind of a flaw, or or where you notice your viewers going like you mentioned, right? They're like, oh, how many custom songs will we get this time? Do you think at some point the novelty of having so many custom songs sort of wears down on your tournament and like hurts you in a sense, where like if you don't deliver to the same extent, it's gonna be like, that's kind of weird. You get.
I think that will be a thing in the future for not just Red Cup, but every other tournament in existence.
Mm.
Because like if we are always pushing out such a large amount of songs, the uniqueness of the custom song just lose its value.
And it's tough, right? Because you can't keep going up, because you can't keep going up because Osu isn't profitable. So it's like from a cost wise, it's like not. It's very difficult to maintain it. And how
Yeah.
you mentioned, right, for all Osu tournaments, you think this will be an issue, and do you think like this is sustainable? Do you think there's a point at production where it's like, ooh, it's like here, it's like you can't go past this without breaking the bank?
Oh yeah, definitely. For the speaking of like count of the songs, I would say that keeping it to not minimal, but to a certain levels of like to a certain count is enough. In a way that keeps the uniqueness of the songs in each pools. Make sure that the songs are different enough is a hard task, but also delivers each songs in their own way
Right.
is a different thing. So
So
like, uh, yeah. So for Res Cups 25 alone, we have like 37, 38. I lost count to be honest, but you may have noticed that many composers, many songs have the same style, always
right.
being in that tech-ish style of songs.
I love my number
Uh,
4
yeah,
customs.
number four always. I think we have 100% of number four customs,
Oh
and also
wow.
some songs here and there in the tech, but not number four slots. And that is something I would say that is something we are working on to improve the uniqueness of the songs being different, and always like keeping that mindset of, okay, this is a new thing, I like it and I want to see more. But no, you're not. You're gonna only see it once, so that you expect another season of it to be good.
Yeah, I know. I mean, my bad for that. But do you just a question for myself personally? But do you have any plans on working on, we saw Vanitas in OWC. Do you have any plans on working with, rock bands, metal bands, different less rhythm game centric genres? Or is there anything you can share? I mean, if you can
see if I
share.
can share.
Yeah.
I don't think it's top secret,
Mm.
but I think the people expect something that is not typed. So that is something we're working on. I can tell you that much.
I see. We're gonna get under corporation grand finals Res Cup 2025. You heard it here, chat. 2026. You heard it here. But yeah, I think this is a very.
Yeah, I'm not gonna reveal too much.
Yeah, I know that's
Yeah,
perfectly
sorry.
fine. Do you think? And do you think that there'll be a point where, or if there has to be a point where you decide to take a step back from Res Cup, what do you think would be the reason? I mean, this is a bit of a doomer question, but I don't know if you've thought about this. I think it's an interesting question given seeing how many bigger series are starting to fall off. What do you think will cause you to perhaps step back from Res Cup in the future?
I would say 100% personal life reasons.
Mm.
IRL stuff, work, and just other reasons. Never burn out. Do not ever give up on tournaments because you just have burnout. Just take a break and then return.
Mm.
And
And
for me personally, I would. Spoiler alert! I'm thinking of it. I'm not leaving Res Cup just yet, but some of you may have noticed that I've been working in less and less tournaments because of I've already got a full-time job now. But I always try to make sure that I work in the tournament scene in some way or another, not just hosting but
Right.
staffing for other tournaments. But I keeping the count to as low as I want to, just to make sure that I can balance my work life to my tournament stuff.
I mean, what makes you want to stay in the scene, even if you have so much burnout? If you have so much burnout or you don't want to work on it, then typically people would just tell you to just go. But instead, you're saying keep it to a low count, and that's the way that you can temper it. What makes you say that?
For me,
Mhm.
I would say that I'm keeping the count low because I want to work in tournaments with different gimmicks of different size, and also keeping it to the minimum because I cannot focus too much on working in every single thing at the same time. But for other community hosts or staff members, I would say that if you're feeling burnout, do the same, keeping the count low to make sure that things are always fresh. You see different players, different regions, sometimes even different gimmicks, if there are any, to make sure that you don't feel bored of doing something over and over and over and over again.
I see. But I mean, what keeps you in the scene? What keeps you trying to prevent this burnout aggressively? A lot of hosts, they just put their all into it and it just, I'm gone.
Yeah, the problem with the burnout is that you are pouring too much into doing something.
Yeah.
I understand for host in specific, I understand that you want your tournament to be as success as possible, but you need to understand that you have a life.
Yeah.
And OS is just part of it. You cannot just give up on your personal time and work on tournaments.
Osu is not profitable enough to do this.
And exactly that. And that is the main reason.
And while we're here about burnout, what was your all-time low as a host across your 4-5 years of hosting experience?
All-time low, let me see. It depends on how low, what kind of low we are talking about. If it's just all-time low because I don't want to focus on the tournament stuff, or low because of feeling burnout, is different thing. But I don't really feel burnt out so far, I think.
Oh.
Not that much, but if you're talking about the work that I do with the different tournaments, I would say 23 was my lowest year. Because actually, fun fact, I did my graduation capstone project in 23. So I have to hyper focus on that. And I have to drop the NOC because of that reason.
Oh, was that
I still worked in Res Cup though.
And was there some? I mean, when I asked this stage, when I posed this question to the stage, he said his biggest low was where there was a huge schedule bug with his schedule bot, and there were a lot of players, who just weren't registered. Was there a similar like catastrophic mistake that you made during your hosting experience?
Let me think of it for a second. Probably not. Question mark.
Okay, okay.
We definitely had issues between different tournaments, especially with ones that we have some sort of automation.
Mm-hmm.
But we always have some sort of like backup plan
Mm-hmm.
in order to prevent such a catastrophic failure from happening.
Wait, like give me an example. That sounds really interesting.
Okay, so for Corsair, I'm not Corsair, for the tool that we use for SCAP25 being the entirety of Corsair backend, the website, the bot. Yeah, we use that is something we need to mention for this year.
Mm-hmm.
We had a lot of like just random issues with the tool, the referee tool not working for everyone.
Average.
Yeah. So we had to step in. By we, I mean Bcraft, actually.
Bcraft.
Yeah, I have to shout out Bcraft because he helped a lot. He stepped in, he made a ref sheet and moved everything like fallback to the everyone used C4O, Chat4O, and everything is fine and all. Sometimes like the players are panicked, like, what are we doing? Why is the bot not working? Some stuff like that.
Yeah.
But we try our best to always focus on the matches that are running and make sure that that does not happen to other matches later on in the tournaments, and that worked out fine.
So it's about like creating fail safes and whatnot. I think that's something that's interesting. I never like it's always about bouncing back, but it's never about preventive measures to act as a safety blanket. That's really interesting. Let's move on. On the topic of bouncing back, I guess. I want to pick your brain a bit. In your whole career as a host, I'm sure there's been quite a few times where there's unhappy player feedback, or a very funny joke that I love to make in 6WC is that I'm surrounded by rage baiters. So I mean, how do you go about dealing with negative criticism or criticism, maybe be it from map pool feedback, maybe be it from some general management issues, and especially with you have so much pressure as a host, and there are a lot of ideas of what players want you to be. So how do you go about dealing with criticism and bouncing back from it?
Okay, so for criticism, I would say 60% map pooling issues, 30% custom song issues, and 10% rescheduling issues.
Oh, custom song issues. Tell me about that.
Yeah, some very not some, but many players sometimes viewers always like they are not direct in terms of like the feedback with it. I happen to hear about it like the mutual servers that we are in, but there will always be feedbacks of this song's I don't really like to hear it. It kind of meh. I've never seen feedbacks of being a song being ass, but being meh has a lot. Yeah, I've seen a lot. And for those specific types of feedbacks, I always like, okay, this is very subjective, but we'll keep in mind for future iteration, because those like special songs that we have might not always be suitable for everyone.
And I guess go for it. Go for it, bro.
Yeah. For Mapu, I've said that Mapu is 60% of the negative feedback. For that, I would be, let me see. I just turn my brain off. I don't see it, and I leave it to my Mapulers. I'm sorry, my Mapulers, but that is only possible way that I. Actually, I have not been doing that much map pullings during the last 3-ish years as like a staff in general.
Yeah.
Because to be honest, I'm not that great with like map pulling, and then I delegate that task to other people, and they always deliver. So,
same, bro. Map pullers. Yep. Yeah, no, that is very interesting. I mean, I find it very interesting that like I guess you mustn't have had as much negative backlash, because like a lot of what we got from 6WC is that a lot of people come in, they're like, oh, it's 6-digit, and it's like, oh wow, they're putting a lot of effort into like stuff that isn't really that deep. So I guess it's sort of a difference in the rank range. And would you say that the open rank range is a lot more receptive to a lot of the new outlandish things that you want to try in Res Cup? Or have there been like
Kind of.
pushback? Or have there been pushback?
There has been pushback. Actually, the one thing that is very controversial, actually, is very
Oh,
controversial
okay.
between our like admin team and the players,
Mm.
the decision to push back the schedule by 2 weeks for grand finals.
Uh,
Yeah, because we wanted to keep the schedule as is because
Mhm.
of like behind the scenes stuff with song release and stuff that you may understand. But the players, they really do not want to be like, okay, I'm gonna play early and then I'm gonna travel to
Oh,
at COE. Actually, not Corsair. I'm sorry, at COE
uh-huh.
because like non suboptimal setups and that kind of things, which I can understand. But
Mhm.
like between some admins, we had a lengthy conversation about whether we should push back or not because it affects a lot with composers actually.
Right. Yeah.
But then, yeah, if some of you may have seen the announcement, first announcement actually, we said that we are not pushing back the schedule, but then we got into conversation with the top 3 teams,
Mhm.
and the like we went back and forth a little bit, and everyone was like, "Yeah, okay, fine, we have no choice but to
Right.
push back by 2 weeks because of COE." And yeah, that was we had to go back and revert our decision, and we be like, "Yep, okay, we are pushing back
Mm.
to make sure that you can go to COE and then return back and then play as good as you want to."
Yeah. All right. Well, now that we sort of come to the very end, what hopes do you have for Res Cup moving forward? Any big goals that you want to achieve? Anything for because you mentioned 2025 was your best year. How do
Yeah.
you plan on going beyond your best and continuing to break your limits?
Let's see. Improving like quality, like everything, the aspects of like streamings of the map pooling, the GFX design, custom songs, those kind of things. There are always room for improvement,
Hmm.
and that's what we focus on as soon as possible. So that
Hmm.
is one thing that we want to just get better at.
Hmm.
But also the management side of things.
Oh, okay.
We're always trying to be as of well, the one reason only scheduling.
Oh,
Yeah.
scheduling,
Uh,
scheduling is.
we try to accommodate everyone, and
Mm,
also we need to make sure that they are understandable and we
mm,
have a schedule of our own that we follow.
I
That's
see.
something that we want to work on for future iterations.
Wait, is this player scheduling or is it like staff deadlines or and
Uh,
whatnot?
Actually, everything. Speaking
Really?
of just deadlines, we have some. I can say that we had some deadlines that we kind of missed, and
Mhm.
there was one song. I will not mention which song that is, that got pushed back to the point where the song got finished like 3 days before mapping and 5 days
Oh,
before releasing
oh
before the
wow.
showcase.
Okay, okay, okay. I see. But yeah.
Yeah, so that's what we want to improve in future iteration, but also like the overall quality of the
Mm,
tournaments. Someone we noticed that our stream overlays still have issues, like random at randoms, and that's what we want to improve further down the line.
any examples on things that you want to change from the stream overlay? Because it looks so clean already.
It looks clean, but because it uses TOSU, it is very cutting edge. Like it can break at
Uh,
any moment.
oh, that's so real.
Yeah.
I
So we want to make
see.
sure that in future iterations, we want it to be as stable as we want to.
And is this more of an implementation thing? Like trying to tidy things up.
Mm, yep, definitely. It was more on like the development part of it that makes that we want to clean up and we
Mm-hmm.
want to like streamline. Actually,
Mm-hmm.
streamline would be a better word for it because we just go with like whatever the development team give us,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll be like, "Yep, okay, this is fine, but I kind of want it to be better." That kind of thing. Without always feedback with that to bring into future iterations.
I see. And as you're sort of coming to the end of our list, how was Res Cup different from all of your other series, the NOC, or Aim Cup. How was it different to you? And maybe you could comment a bit about the team that you worked with or the community that surrounded Res Cup.
Difference. I would say the biggest being the scale of it. The
Mm,
scale on the outside, the scale on the behind the scene
mhm,
stuff is very, very different.
mhm.
Res Cup this year, being the sole open rank like premier kind of tournaments, community run tournaments, we we have so many things that we have to focus on, and for that reason, I want to make sure that everything that I worked with is in like the best possible quality that we give out, like that the public can see.
Mhm.
That is one. Two is just like the divide between the staff members.
Oh,
Fun fact: Dress Cup is the only server that stays active after the tournament ends. Like the staff server, at least. I can tell you that we have a different servers for staffing. I don't
yeah.
think I can mention it, but I think 6WC has the same, right?
Oh, yeah. Internal. We have an internal server. Yeah.
Yeah, the internal server, the vibe is great. I want to
Mm.
keep working with the people. I want to talk,
Really?
keep interacting with the people there. So we'll be like, yeah, we just hang out there and have fun, that kind of things. So great, really great vibes. And compared to
Oh.
other tournaments, it usually is the case of being very active during like the span of the tournaments and a little bit active before the tournament starts, and being active at the like prep phase, and then it
Wait.
died down for like few
Oh.
months and then it restart again,
Oh, that's
kind
so
of thing.
interesting. Wait, how I mean, run me through how your internal server is like, and how was it you that that made it as lively as it is? Because it's
Oh,
an internal
definitely not me.
server.
Definitely not me.
Wait, it's an internal
Uh,
server. How are people like loud and
because
stuff?
because like we have channels for like shit posting. Pretty much, we have shit posting channel, and we have people can just like in general channel, we can just talk about anything that we want, not focus on tournament stuff at all. We only focus on like the tournament side of things on the specific channels delegated to like making the tournament runs. But for
Ah.
general and for one at least one more channels and some voice channels, we make sure that it is always being off topic.
Oh, wait, that's so interesting. Wait, that's so interesting. And is it like a sort of community where you have people joining in VC and just hanging out?
Sometimes, yeah.
Really?
For like the most active times of the tournaments, like during prep phase, the last 3 months of the prep phase,
Mm.
and then during the running time of the tournaments, there will always be one active voice channel at times, like for watching the showcase, for example, for
Ah.
watching some of the matches and work. Even some people like screen share their work in the VC, and people join just to like tune in to see what is going on with the prep phase of the tournament.
Oh, that's so interesting. And I mean, I definitely I sort of get what you're getting at, interestingly enough, but it's like with 6WC we have like three channels here: the public, we have internal, and then we have like the admin server, which is which is like about 10
Oh
people,
yeah, yeah.
and like that's where all the VC shenanigans go on. But I mean, for you, it's like the map poolers and whatnot are all in working in the internal server, and like
Yeah.
people can just hop in, hop out, and whatnot. Everyone can be there, and
We do have like specific channels that we keep
uh-huh.
as private as possible for map pooling and for custom songs. Of course,
Okay, okay.
we try to keep those private, but
Mm-hmm.
some composers ask us if they can like just stream their process in the VC, and I'm like,
Oh,
hmm, okay, that sounds
that sounds
interesting,
fun.
and I don't see a reason why not, because the it is the internal server for a reason. It
Mm-hmm.
is already like as private as it can get.
Mm-hmm.
So some certain staff members can still access those kind of voice chat.
Mm-hmm.
Not everyone in the internal server though, but we do allow like a buffer of different roles to be
Mm-hmm.
able to access certain
Are
part of
front end
the
stuff
yeah.
in the internal server?
Front end staff is not in the internal server,
Ah,
unfortunately.
I see, I see. Okay, now that makes sense. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really interesting to hear. I knew that Res Cup was like that. I knew that Res Cup had a pretty tight roster from like how close Arushi, Erasium, and like the other Res Cup mappers are in 6WC, but I didn't expect it to be like a whole community. That's really, really cool. do you think that this is like kind of what contributes to like your ability or the longevity of Res Cup to come back after years and years? Because like it's just a community, you know, it's just a community of people working together.
I would say like we kind of have our inner circle
Mm-hmm.
from like the interaction that we have.
Mm-hmm.
We are like good at trusting each other, works and that kind of thing from our interaction alone, outside of
Ah,
work. So like we trust each other with
ah.
the job, and we make sure that we have a good vibe when working with each other.
Oh, so it's like friends first, work later, sort of thing.
Yeah, kind of.
I see, I see. All right. I mean, I think we sort of tapped on this question a bit, but what motivates yourself to go back at it every year, and what enables you to do so?
Motivate you me back the uniqueness of the
Mm-hmm.
tournaments,
Mm-hmm.
I would say, and like seeing the interaction between staff members, between the players, and like between the
Mm-hmm.
certain people in the tournament scene, in the Res Cup scene in general, like between players, between staff members, that kind of thing. It keeps me being active in Res Cup, and also like I just want to contribute more into making Res Cup a better thing each
Mm-hmm.
year, basically.
This is your big thing. This is like
Yeah,
your
it is
your your
my like my best thing,
your,
period.
it's
So I
this
want to
is your
keep
symphony. You
contributing.
know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just want to keep contributing for as long as I can.
Mm-hmm.
Not I want to, but I can.
Mm. All right. And you know we're sort of getting to the end, but what is the most important trait of being a leader or host to you?
Um, Let me think about it. For me personally, being like having an opinion of your own matters a lot,
Okay.
because sometimes like I can see other hosts being affected by the opinions from other staff, and they change what they think of certain aspect of the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
But that hurts the image, like the ideas of what you want to run the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
That is one. And two is that understanding your staff is very important.
What does
And
that mean?
three, so understanding staff means that like sometimes the certain aspect of the prepping phase got into trouble with deadlines or anything, and you want to know like what prevents them from meeting the deadline, for example.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's something that outside of their control, okay, fine. But if it's something that we can give advice on, we try to give that advice as soon as possible to make sure that everything is on track,
Mm-hmm.
but also not to be too personal about it.
I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. And anything else I would
You were mentioning a
say,
third one, right?
yeah, I actually I forgot about the other thing that I mentioned.
Oh,
Yeah,
uh,
I just forgot.
I mean
That's the
that's true.
most two important
That's
thing that
true.
I
Yeah.
remember. Yeah.
I mean,
So
if it comes back to you while we're talking, then you can feel free to interject. And you know, as you are here, how has hosting Resca or hosting tournaments in general affected you as a person? Because I'm sure a lot of your like adolescent life was spent probably hosting also tournaments and whatnot. So how do you think it has changed you as a person? Were you a different person, 5 years ago before you started and now?
oh, I would say like starting as a staff members, I understand that people has expectation,
Mm,
and I need to meet that expectation.
mhm,
Once I'm done with that, I move on to the phase of expectating that other people needs to do their work and stuff.
mhm,
So I try to be like I try to be I like kind of like understanding that what people are going through, and I make sure to accommodate their needs, kind of thing, for
mhm,
like the tournament work side of things. And also as a leader, I understand that being able to lead a team is very important, and that affected a lot in my work life as well, my RL job.
mhm,
That affected a lot. And talking to people, like I try to make sure that I never like really have my own opinion above anything else at all.
mm.
Like I take inputs from other, and I try to improve my own ideas from those inputs to make sure that everything is on the same page and everyone is happy.
So I mean, would you say that you've grown to be a very a more accommodating person? You know, is that a good way?
Accommodating, but accommodating, but also to make sure that the quality of whatever I do stays the same or even better, kind of thing.
So it's about like you accommodate and it's about like figuring out a way to achieve your bigger goal while still being able to work with different people and play on different people's strengths and weaknesses. That
Yep, definitely. Yeah,
I see, and I assume that has played into your real life as well, right?
yeah, definitely a lot.
I see. Uh, while we're here, I mean, some more silly questions. I mean, what do you love about the OSU community? I asked this
The
question quite a few times, and
Okay, so what do I love about the community?
mm,
I think I already mentioned this a few times during other questions, but the interactions between players during a tournament
mhm,
is like a thing. Like the vibe is so great, like being respectful to each other,
mhm,
and then seeing the interactions of the people watching your streams, tournament streams in general, is
mhm,
so great that you want to just continue hosting tournaments, and also like getting to know people in the community and then move out as being very personal friends. Fun fact: I know many of my friends lately are from the OSU community in Vietnam, and then I still keep in touch with them, and some even be like very, very close friend with me to this day. So that's
okay.
what I love about the OSU community in general.
And me, tell me more about that. As a host, isn't it? And like the people that you become friends with. As a host, how do you sort of like break down that barrier and start to see people for more than just their work? Because I assume like everybody has their own sort of friend groups and everybody has their own thing to do. So as
Yes.
a host, you're kind of already there. How do you like break in to getting to know people?
It depends on like the people I'm
Mm,
interacting with.
okay.
So for like Res Cup, I wouldn't say that I know a lot of people in Res Cup, even the staff team.
Mm,
I don't really talk to many people a lot, but some I like. We just talk and then we just share random things, and then we just grow on to
mm.
share slightly a little bit more personal, but not too personal in such a
I
way that
get, I
it
get,
affects our work.
I get.
And for my for my actual friends that I can meet IRL,
Mm.
I just be like, yo,
Want to
they
meet up?
sometimes they yeah want to meet up, and sometimes they be like, yo, I have feedbacks for this, I have feedbacks for that. But also sometimes like I happen to know that they live very close to me, so I'm just gonna be like, yeah, want to meet up, want to hang out,
What city
want to
do you
talk.
live in?
I actually live in Da Nang,
Oh,
Vietnam.
Danang. Ah.
Yeah, then I saw the very middle of Vietnam.
Mm.
I previously lived in the capital, so I got to meet more people. But my
ACM?
most Hanoi.
Oh, Hanoi, Hanoi. That's
Yeah,
right. I'm not.
I lived in Hanoi before I moved to Da Nang for my university. But
Uh,
yeah, back then a lot of people, players were in Hanoi, and I got to meet a lot of people. And then I moved to Da Nang, same deal. And then I also happen to know a lot of other peoples in different parts of the country that I still talk to this day.
that's really cool. That's really cool. Uh, one last question, or no, I have three more questions actually. But where did Resurrection Cup come from? Do you know what the inspiration behind Res Cup came from?
Oh,
This
okay.
is this is Res
As a
Cup
host,
trivia. Res Cup trivia.
I think this is a little bit embarrassing. I forgot.
Oh.
Sorry, I forgot.
I mean, you weren't
I
here. You weren't like the ideation, right?
Yeah, I was not part of the ideation part of the tournament
Mm.
series. I
Mhm.
do know that the later iterations in 24 and 25, we focus a lot more on the name itself.
Oh,
But
regulars and whatnot, right?
yeah, the theme got really consistent with the naming.
Mm.
But in 22 and 23, it was not quite sticking to the name. So that was, yeah, kind of interesting
Mm.
thing, kind of interesting name to say the least. And then we stick on to the theme with 24 and 25.
I see. All right. Last two questions. What are your opinions on the OSU tournament scene as a whole? Do you ever see a world where OSU can become a relevant esport or something that people can actually do?
Being relevant to the general esports scene, I would say Unfortunately, no,
Yeah. All
because
right. Yeah, it makes sense.
it is a very tournament run thing. First of all,
Mm-hmm.
it is never profitable,
Mm.
ever at all, because we run on just like we run just on like the staff members being, I forgot the word for it.
Oh.
I'll come back to it later. I forgot to work the word for it, but the dumb way to explain that is to that people are working for free all the time.
Oh, volunteer. It's all
Volunteer,
volunteer.
yeah,
Yep.
volunteer. The moment that
Yeah.
I speak about it, I remember.
Yeah.
People are always volunteer to work for
Mm-hmm.
tournaments, so we never have paychecks, we never pay other people, and we never take money from people.
Mm-hmm.
But we
Mm-hmm.
always pay our price in money, or sometimes even like sponsorship.
Mm-hmm.
That is very lucky. But that is the like very non-profitable way of running stuff
Yeah.
for yeah
That is how it
for
is.
esports for esports in general. Everyone knows that it is run from like a big teams, big company like Riot
Mm.
Games, like from Steam, even for I believe CS is run by Steam
Mm-hmm.
or
Mm-hmm.
like ESL team, like that kind of thing. But
Mm-hmm.
like, it's very big, so it is very like organized in a way.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
franchising. Franchising is very important
Oh,
to
yeah.
making
It's like
sure
a
that
company.
everything is
It's a whole
aligned.
ass company, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. It's
and
a
also doesn't have
business.
that.
Yeah. Yeah, no. And I think Pepe also went off record and said that he doesn't want Osu to, even if he had the chance, he doesn't want Osu to be like that. And it makes sense, right? Because the communities are really so close and whatnot. Also, hi Zeph. I'm Gammy. Hi, hi, hi. I know you're here for the pretty Vietnamese guy on the right, but
Oh, hi, Zeph.
hello, hello. Yeah, we're sort of coming towards the end of it. So, do you have any final advice for future aspiring hosts that want to, be able to sort of have the influence or break out into the larger tourney scene?
Okay, so tips for one, I would say that you need to understand every role of the tournament. That
Mm-hmm.
it like making into what is the tournament. So like streaming, refereeing, and some behind the scene stuff. You need to understand that what they're doing, what they need to do, and what they need to accommodate for the players in order to
Mm-hmm.
make the tournament actually a thing. That's
Mm-hmm.
one. So in short, it's like understand like knowing how to staff in different roles it is a short way of explaining it.
Mm-hmm.
But also being risky.
Oh.
Reach out to big tournament host. Always ask them direct questions like if you need a host, if you need a helping hand, for example, at least like admin or moderation work, feel
Mm-hmm.
free to like let me help. But that is only when you already being knowledgeable about the tournament.
Right.
So that's what I do for Rice Cup. I reached out to Freeway and I was like, "Yep, do you need a co-host? Do you need a helping hand?" And he said yes.
Right.
That's
Right.
what bring me into the bigger scene. But also you need to understand and you need to staff in big tournaments first. For
Mm-hmm.
me, I like my experience largely came from other big tournaments such as 3WC, 4WC,
Uh.
and some perennial. I got to staffed. I got to staffed in Corsair close once in 22, I believe 21 or 22. I forgot
As
22, I
a
think.
as a ref or.
As a commentator, actually.
Oh wait, I was not
for
familiar with
for
your
yeah
game. Holy crap!
for 1 or 2 matches, I was the commentator. I did horrible. I did very horrible on those matches, but that was a great experience for me to
Mm,
understand like what makes it into like commentating in a way that is
mm,
like making people tuning into the stream kind of thing.
I
Attractive,
see.
being attractive is one way, like being uh like informative about the match is
Mm,
another thing. Yeah, that kind of thing. Okay, back to the question actually. Other tips, I would say, let me see. So I talk about being brave, break into like context into with other hosts once, understanding the roles, working in the roles, and for that is only for like people wanting to step in into existing tournaments. But
mhm,
for other hosts who wanting to make their own thing,
mhm.
just just go for it. Be brave, go for it. If you want to make your own big thing, just uh, make sure that you don't overlap other big existing tournaments.
Oh, that's so
And
real.
then yeah, that is very important. We got into a little bit of trouble with that. but not overlapping other big tournaments and then making your own thing
Yeah.
and then see if it works or not. If it works, go again. If it doesn't work, see like go backtrack and see what went wrong during the prep phase or
I
like
see.
scheduling, that
Yeah.
kind of things. What went wrong and what went right, and then fixing stuff, and then just go on and try your best again.
Yeah. No, that, I mean, you put it very well, right? I think some of the other guests also mentioned like reach out to people. Like a lot of the bigger hosts, they want to have people asking them questions. I'm sure you as well have a lot of things to share. I mean, just given from what you've given me today. So yeah,
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense. And finally, do you have any last shout outs for anyone? Can be like for your
Shout outs.
hosting, whatnot.
From my experience, from my like general interaction, I definitely want to shout out Bcraft MG, my guy.
This guy,
He
this
has
guy,
he
he's
has been my
everywhere.
right hand for like 2+ years already. He
Wow.
can do pretty much everything that I can do except for like connecting with other people.
Damn.
He has knowledge in pretty much everything at this point. He's very like understanding of what goes into a great tournament.
Mhm.
He even helps with like just random stuff here and there, even if you are asking questions at like providing him tasks at the very last minute.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's one. Let me see who else I can shout out for you for sure.
Yeah.
He he's the guy that brings me into the bigger scene. So
Mhm.
yeah, that he helped me a lot and kind of guides me through the stepping stone
Mhm.
of what makes me a better host.
Mhm.
I just well, pretty much like I watch him do stuff and I learn from whatever
Right.
he has to
Right.
do,
Right.
and then I just repeat the same thing. But
Mhm.
I try to improve myself as well.
Mhm.
That's the two names that I can remember at the moment. I can immediately shout out to.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, I see Bcraft everywhere. Even in like X6 digit way back, I remember seeing Bcraft. That man is everywhere, dude.
Yeah,
And yeah, I mean, I don't think there's anything else for me to ask. Do you have anything to add before we close up the stream?
something to add.
Do you have anything to add?
I don't think I have anything like we went really deep
We
into what
did. We
makes
really
me a
did.
staff. Yeah, what
We were.
makes me a staff, what makes me a host, and that kind of thing.
Mhm. So I think with that, it's a good place to stop. We've been going. I think this has been the longest, one of the longer ones that we've done. 1 hour and
Oh,
23 minutes. So thank you
yeah.
so much for dwelling in the trenches with me,
Yeah,
Hoaq.
yeah, my pleasure. My pleasure. It has been actually it has been my pleasure since the moment that you contacted me for being the guest of honor.
No.
I was like, okay, I did not expecting
Okay,
this
we're
at
just
all.
6 digit, bro. We're just a 6 digit tournament. Like,
Yo, 6 digit, but you're like one of the biggest, if not the biggest 6 digit ever that I've seen.
well.
I don't really tune into 6 digit scenes, but I always like tune into your stuff sometimes, even the previous years, and the like the
Ah.
quality that I've seen, it just keep rising every year, which is
Well,
very good.
that really means a lot. I mean, at the end of the day, we're just a smaller 6 digit reaching out to a tawny goat like you are. So the pleasure is all mine to host you today. So thank you so much for joining us, and thank you to all the viewers. I think this is a lot of your friends have come to support you as well, and I really like all the funny ha-has despite the through the low res cup, the low
The low
res
risk
cup.
out,
Yep. That we were seeing
it
this week.
adds a lot to the experience.
That's true. That's true. We love Southeast as two Southeast Asians. Like you were not expecting any connection issues with two Southeast Asians in BC. Like, come on.
Yeah, what do you know?
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
just C gang, bro.
yeah,
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 props.
yeah. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I believe we'll be having a pick'em stream tomorrow. I don't know. I'm not running it. That's Philox's job. So if you're interested in that, do come along. And it's almost the weekends, quarterfinals round. We might have had quite one or two or three multi-account incidents in three separate countries. But save the World Cup.
It's
Come,
6 digits, yeah, it happens.
tune back in for more haha funny OC drama. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, my name has been Gami Crayola, and his name was Hoaq. You are watching the Slider Break. This has been Project Hexagon, and we'll see you when we do. Bye bye.
Yeah. Bye bye. See ya.